How we doing, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Wolfian, and welcome back to my game of the decade. This is Fellowship, and I want you to peep the DPS meter. That is a nice little 76k DPS, to which I confused the random I was playing with, to which it turns out he was a YouTube viewer, which is just absolutely beautiful. Because when I told him afterwards, Wolfian YT for build, he said, "Wait, you do Alarian stuff, don't you?" And it's absolutely awesome getting recognized in game by you guys. So, with that being said, welcome to my SPIN2WIN Tariq build. This is not really the mid update. I just got into Adept, so I will be pushing through as it goes on. I was going to do some Adept farm today, but we didn't get the chance to. I want to try and speed my way to Champ 1, because apparently this is when you can start to get all the really fun stuff. Legendaries start to drop, gems start to drop, weapons get their skill trees, and like the damage will like a real fucking crazy. So I haven't got there yet, gonna try to. Might have to do some Adepts and then come back, push the community up through Contender to Adept, and then push us up through Adept to Champ. We'll see how it goes. Friend code is on stream and on screen as always, as you can see right here. Add me at any point, and if I'm streaming and or playing Fellowship, I will do some keys with you. So, with that being said, how do I go about playing SPIN2WIN Tariq? Other people say Chain Lightning build's better, or whatever. I want to fucking spin. I don't care. I want to spin. It has been years since I've had the ability to press a fucking SPIN2WIN button. So, I'm gonna take it all the way. He's also the least played character in the entire game. I figured because WoW players were, particular. Let's put it that way. But apparently it's because of his swing timer. Because people don't understand how his swing timer works. And it's exceptionally easy. It is not difficult whatsoever. So I'll explain it in this video. And I will run you through the build and teach you how to spin on Tariq for maximum stonks and giga bonks. Rap God. Alright, let's go. So, our man is absolutely fucking crazy. My suggestion is to utilize some of my other videos, which will explain how to go about getting a 180 weapon. The quick and dirty version is do a Sith rolls, take whatever blue you get, re-roll the blue over and over and over until you land a Sith rolls weapon, because the active on these weapon abilities are so good they are almost game-breakingly powerful. Like, I went up, I think it was, what, 20k DPS just from this one ability to begin with. So this thing does 25 to 30k damage to all enemies in a 1k radius. You gain 1 stack of Sundering Wrath for each enemy hit, up to 5 stacks, granting you 6% additional crit chance per stack for 20 seconds. That's 30% crit on 5 targets with a Giga Slam. And it lasts 20 seconds. So you lead with this, which is the biggest hit in the kit, which does mass damage and gives you crit chance. You then ulti over top of it. You then leap over top of that. And then you pop Focus Wrath and you giga fucking spin. And you just absolutely annihilate everything. And what's even better, that 76k could have probably been 80 to 85k if I had one more talent point. Which I wanted to wait to then be able to do that build, because I'm a little bit away. I wanted to try and get this talent point from the Adept Challenge League here. But the boys logged off because it's currently 2 in the morning. Or it's 2 in the morning on NA time. But EU prime time, baby. 24 hours into 24 hours into 24 hours. Yeah, I don't have a problem. You have a problem. So, how do you pop off with our boy? You want to stat prio Spirit, as you can see here. I know, I'm wrong. Complain about it in the comments. Oh my god, top players play XYZ. I don't fucking care. I want to spin. Spirit makes it so you provide a chance to refund any Fury spent when using abilities that cost Fury. That means spin, refund spin cost, more spin. Okay? Simple enough. Crit Strike. I have 12% crit, which means when I smack shit, my 12% crit goes to the moon when I use the crit chance thing over here. Now, I'm trying to gear Spirit Expertise. I've just wound up with a bunch of crit by proxy. because expertise gives overall percent damage, which would just increase the damage on the spin across the board. Maybe spirit crit is actually better because of the weapon that I have, giving me a shit ton of crit. Maybe it winds up being better in the short term here, but I think it's probably expertise and spirit. Haste does make the spin swing a little bit faster, but I think it doesn't make a difference because it only consumes up to 50 fury per use, so it wouldn't make a difference if it spun a little quicker. Like I said, it's spirit primary stat, secondary stat, expertise, crit, whichever one you wind up getting. Stack all of that and go from there. Grab yourself an MD trinket for whenever you do Sith rolls, and then I have a chicken because the certain mobs are really annoying, but this is also just the only other thing that I actually have on this character. This thing is both amazing and trolling simultaneously. Check the items tier list. So let's go into the talents. So this is what I'm running. I'm using Bloodline, Ride the Lightning, Kill 'Em All, Far Beyond Driven, and Mouth for War. Now, the reason this is so absolutely busted, you can see right now I'm sitting at perma-full rage. That's because of Bloodline. You generate 1 Fury per 1 second. And this is the same node as Unending Fury on my Barbarian in Diablo 3. No wonder I love this guy so much. You no longer lose Fury while out of combat, which means that when you're out of combat and waiting for something, for your cooldowns to come back, you are permanently ready and raring to go to do as much damage as possible. Ride the Lightning. Your Thunder Call generates 60 Fury over its duration. This is arguably the most, or second, well, they're all really important. This is probably his best node. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that there. Feel free to contest me on that. I'll explain why in a second. Kill 'Em All. Your Hammer Storm now spins 3 times per use for the same Fury cost, but each consecutive spin deals 35% more damage. The longer you can chain spin, the more damage you do, but this means you need to refund. Now, the thing is this sounds like a detriment, right? Oh, it costs more Fury, you can't sustain it. Well, if you stack Spirit, if it costs more Fury, the Fury that it costs, the increase, gets refunded. So you get a bigger refund by playing Kill 'Em All, and you just get bonus damage instead of getting absolutely fucked by the Fury cost, because I'm just refunding a bigger number, so it literally doesn't matter. If you can trigger the refunds over and over, you're more than fine. Then, what I was playing for the longest time was this, which was just what I had access to, because I didn't have the extra point from clearing the Sith rolls yet. Mouth for War is where this gets fucking absurd. When your Leap Slam deals damage, you're granted 1 charge of Focused Wrath. This stacks with Focused Wrath itself, which makes your next 2 casts of Skull Crusher or Hammer Storm cost 50% less Fury and deal 40% more damage. Can be used during global cooldown. Alright. Far Beyond Driven, which is what I am with Fellowship. Each time you use Heavy Strike, you gain 1 stack of Far Beyond Driven for 20 seconds, increasing your spirit by 2%. Far Beyond Driven stacks up to 5 times. Like I said, people don't know how to use the swing timer, so I guess this is going to cook you. But what I could also do is do this. For Spit It Out. Your critical strike power is increased by 10%. This is why, like I said, I could have potentially hit 85k. Maybe this even pushes me up to 90, because the crit chance with the crit power is just disgusting. But with this, you wind up with 20% extra spirit. Or no, 10% extra spirit, sorry. So with this, if you're maintaining, I would go up to 26% spirit, which means I gamble on a 1 in 4 every time I spin to refund my Hammer Storm, which means I can spin into spin into spin into spin into spin. We're a Cycloner, boys. It's fucking beautiful. And so long as you're maintaining your Heavy Strike anytime you can, you'll be able to keep your stacks up constantly and get your spirit going. Like I said, if I got this node right here for the 1 extra point when I time the Adept 1s tomorrow, I'm going to go and immediately take Spit It Out. I might even switch it like this and do some keys like this and see if I can get even higher. Maybe the clip I have isn't good enough for you. Maybe I'll go hit a little 85er and call it there. I don't know. But we shall play Far Beyond Driven, and I'll show you my rotation. The single target is reasonably good as well. It's not half as fucking good as the AoE. However, that being said, let's get into doing some damage, shall we? So, we open with our big Giga Hammer Bonk. We then use our Raging Tempest over top, which is going to give us an enhanced Thunder Call. Call back. Thunder Call back. I hate it here. Talent points. Ride the Lightning. Your Thunder Call generates 60 Fury over its duration. Over its duration. Not instantly. Not all at once. Not all in one burst. You are not wasting Fury. You're wasting a little bit of Fury with Leap Smash because you're at full Fury, but you're not going to constantly be during a key because you'll be spending and spending and spending. Keep in mind you're moving all the time, right? So Leap Slam will generate you up, and then you'll be able to spin from there. Now, if you thought for a second, you read Enhanced Thunder Call, and you went, wait, isn't that different from normal Thunder Call? Yeah. And they share separate cooldowns, and they both give you 60 rage. Which means this and this is 120 rage over its duration. When this ends, you can pop this instantly and keep fucking going. I know. He's that fun. He is that fun. I absolutely adore him. So then, we used our Focus Wrath. Our Hammer Storm costs 50% less Fury and deals 40% more damage. Which means you can do Giga Spins. But wait, there's more. Mouth for War. You get 1 charge on Leap Smash. Right? So, we bonk. Well, we Raging Tempest. We Leap Slam. We Focus Wrath. We have 3 Focus Wrath stacks. We spin, we spin, we spin, we spin, we spin, we spin, we spin. We pop Thunder Call. We generate our Fury. We use our Chain Lightning. We spin, we spin, we spin. The pack's dead. Everything's dead. God's dead. Okay, let's bonk. 1, 3. 1, 2. Swing timer. Swing timer. Reset. Go again. Swing timer. Go again. This is the whole burst window. I'm not done yet. And now we're done. Tariq's the least played character in this game. Please fix that. Or buff me. One of the two.